This year I decided to participate in both Inktober and Eddtober by mixing them together and using two prompt lists from official Eddtober challenge Tumblr page and official Inktober challenge page from Instagram. So without further ado, let's begin. The materials that I'm going to use are basically any liners that I find at home. And for my brainstorm process, usually I really do use just printer paper and stuff, but we didn't have any. So I'm gonna use a scrap wallpaper. So yes, I'm just gonna use literally wallpaper for this just because it's paper too, and I'm able to draw on this. Yesterday I literally am mixing both prompt lists of Eddtober and Inktober and Eddtober. My gosh, it is so hard to pronounce in one sentence, but yes. And I also drew little myself. That is freaking out because it's literally a 31-day challenge and I would be forced to draw every day. But let's try to be optimistic and hope that I'm not gonna be giving up on this challenge after 3 days? I've never participated in Inktober before, and I hope I'm not gonna be just left behind in the first couple of prompts. So, first day of Inktober plus Eddtober would be ring plus Ed. So when I'm sketching, I really do like to use markers because with pencil I know that I'm able to erase, so I'm really focusing on making everything pretty and stuff. With markers are not really allowing me to do this, so this is why I'm using markers most of the time. They're really cheap markers that were bought from Amazon. I think each marker costed like less than 50 cents. So let's start by brainstorming some basics ideas that we are gonna have from the words. Ring plus Ed. So, first idea that I have in my mind, I think it would be I think the first idea that I have in my mind, it's basically draw and with ring. Literally your first ideas don't supposed to be pretty or just don't supposed to, yeah, I'm not able to say anything except your first idea is not really supposed to be pretty or anything. You can really see that I really don't give a shit about how it looks right now, because I am. It's literally wallpaper that I know that I don't care about just because I really just found it on the balcony. So, first idea was that simple, so what's gonna be our next idea? My another idea literally from these two words are there is like I don't know how to even describe this stuff. There is like cookies, Russian cookies. I don't know if they are specifically Russian or anything like this, but I just remember them as being as Russian cookies, and on Russian you call them sushki. They're just really tough and they have this ring shape. And I don't know any kid from my childhood that wouldn't wear them like rings and feel themselves like a gangster. Oh, let me try to get this idea straight on paper. Okay, maybe there could be like something like Little Ed from his childhood. Something like this. And he just like eating these cookies from his fingers. Okay. So another idea that I have about ring and Ed. I don't think there was any series in it, any episodes of Ed's World that that featured Ed with a ring. So I'm kind of not having any ideas about this prompt. It's the beginning of a really good start. So maybe we could use ring as something that we could use in our composition, like like you remember there was like this painting of people dancing and there been in the ring holding their hands together and like dancing. It was, I don't really remember the name of the painting, but if I will find it out I will just like pop it on the screen. So maybe we could use ring as our composition, not with people dancing, but maybe some elements of our composition could have this ring shape. It's the first day of these two challenges, so maybe I could draw a composition that would be based around the character of Ed being in the middle doing some stuff, like, I don't know, maybe I should draw him sitting. Sitting, and the ring of the composition would be around him with the words of like Inktober with a fancy font that I'm really bad at drawing, and Eddtober. Maybe I could draw this. So, ring and Ed. Basically, another idea that I do have in my head is something like a hello, but no, I don't want to draw this. I literally also think about stuff like Cetrion from Mortal Kombat 11 has in her introduction intros, but again, she's a goddess and I don't really want to make Ed and any mythical creature right now. Not right now. I remember right now that I also had an idea to have a Ed's World Circus where Ed would be the owner of the circus with name Ed's World and having like a bunch of people doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the best explanation of circus ever. But yeah, he could be like, maybe there could be Ed standing in the middle of the circus ring. Oh my gosh. Every time I think about this, first thing that pops in my mind is literally Britney Spears' song Circus. If I'm gonna end up with this idea, I'm gonna be listening to this song non-stop, I swear to God. So maybe he could be like in the center of the ring of the circus. Maybe you could use this similar idea, but also be inspired with a drawing of Gustav Klimt. He had a painting that highlighted three ages of the same woman. Maybe you could do something with this idea, like combine these two and draw this character in three of his ages and be like just composed in the ring. I'm not entirely sure about this idea, but it could be something. Not really feeling this, just because it's like I didn't want to make drawings for Inktober way too serious than they're supposed to be. So I don't think that I'm going to use this idea. Out of all of them right now, I mostly feel myself like this. So maybe it could be like a square space composition. where there is like a ring in the middle with Ed on the bottom of this. Maybe he could be lying and like chilling, just like drinking his cola and feeling himself good. So for another idea, maybe we could draw him. Maybe he could be like, again, sitting and having a ring on top of his head. He could be hanging from the top of the ring, like hanging upside down. And probably the last idea that I would have in my mind about this whole composition would be maybe him just standing there. Out of all of them, the one that I like the most, I really like this one because it features Ringo, a really cute cat. Maybe I could use Ringo in this one too, like she's just laying on top of his belly. Let's try this one. I like this one the most, so probably I'm gonna end up using this one. So he would be just basically lying like this with a tilt of the head like this. Here is a rib cage, the big mass for the rib cage. His hand is going like this. I'm so bad at gesture drawings yet, but okay, so his main line gesture could be like copying the ring, and his leg would be there, here is a foot, here's, I don't know, maybe he could be drinking cola with while lying, but I think that drinking cola while you are like in the horizontal position is a terrible idea. Just the worst idea ever. One time I tried it and it was just terrible. I had it all over my face and then it was in my nose. It was terrible. Just never drink cola when you're in the horizontal position. It's gonna end up bad. Okay, so we're also gonna draw his another foot here, and maybe Ringo she could be napping on his belly, and she could be like curved to emphasize the like curve of his stomach, of his belly. Yeah, his head is really big here. I already need to try to think about proportions a little bit more with this when I'm on this part of the drawing, so I need to focus on a little bit more. Let's try to do it on the smaller scale, so I really wouldn't be caring about any details at all. Probably. I think I would need a reference photos for this one, just because I'm not feeling too confident about this leg. So I looked up some of the reference pictures of people just laying in the hammock, and at this point I already got my automatic pencil out, just because it's would be easier to erase some smaller mistakes, so I wouldn't be feeling so stressed out that I need to draw the same pose again when I could just like erase the detail. Here's his hip line. It could be probably better if I maybe used this curve to support his leg, like he's sitting in this position and his other leg is just like there. Figure out the main body masses and stuff so I could understand how he is. For example, here at his belly, I need to think about how his belly is like crunched up, like the way his muscles are here are like squeezed together. Okay, something like this, something a little bit more figured out. Not entirely, but something a little bit more than it used to be. So let's try to redraw this pose again. As you understand, my process of drawing is me constantly redrawing the same stuff till I be happy with the result and feel myself fully confident to draw the full illustration out of this. So yeah, it's not as exciting as you think it is. Now we need to figure out the way the fabrics are folding in this position. Usually your fabric fold's supposed to be curving around around the body limb, so you could understand, so it could emphasize the form of the body. Here it is. Here's his hand. I'm probably gonna stick out a little bit more of pinky. Usually these two fingers I'm drawing with each other without really separating them. The thumb, the thumb at about here. Don't ask me why I have a bucket that tiny in my head, in my room. It just happens to be here. So you've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. I'm a sucker for you. Say the words and I'll go anywhere blindly. I'm a sucker for you. Yeah, any road you take, you know that you will find me. I'm gonna go with this stuff. The letters of Inktober. I'm gonna probably try to use the Inktober's font for this, and Eddtober, again Eddtober's font for this. And now we already figured out pretty much all the composition. I mostly figured out the pose. I still need to think a little bit in the depth about the details, like a little bit of pose, his face. Here is like the cranium mass. Here is the waist of his head being tilted. Okay, so I kinda finished sketching out the fonts. I just didn't think that me struggling with fonts of these challenges would be anything fun to watch, so I did it off camera. Also, I kinda like, wait a second, let me try to freaking do this with a freaking camera. Wait. Okay, so I was thinking that maybe it could be a good idea to try to make. It just kinda looked to me that in the first idea where there was just fonts, this text, he was kinda like floating in the air, and it kinda looked silly, so I thought paint this ring with something like a dry brush with ink, so there could be this specific texture of, you know, dry ink brush, and this could make the letters of the letters of the text stand out more, and he would be more looking like he's laying on something, not like he's floating in the air. I think I'm done with figuring out the whole composition, and I'm pretty kinda good happy with this. It doesn't look that bad. Here I just kind of think that I should shrink this part and put it in there this way, so his leg just seems to me a little bit too short. So, and I did try to make this foreshortening to show that his body is like stretched, like here is the bottom of his rib cage, here is bottom of his pelvis, really simplified, but you got my idea. So I could show that he like stretched. Okay, so if we could look at him upside from the front, it could look like something like he's laying like this. I thought that it kind of could give his pose a little bit more gesture, like a little bit more movement, in my opinion. So he won't be just yeah. I'm so freaking good at words right now, but you got my idea. I'm just like thinking that if I make this bend between his ribcage and pelvis, it could make his pose look a little bit more stretchy, more interesting. At least I hope it does. Now, I think I'm going to move on to the full illustration. So I don't know if you know this company or no, I just like bought the first paper that I found in the store. It's just really smooth, and it's pretty thick. I just like when my paper is thick and I don't have this feeling that I'm drawing my full illustration on something like a paper for printer. So we got the list showing you how I'm drawing the full final illustration. Yay! Here is my trusty bucket. So let's do this. For some reason, it's already correct. I don't know why, but okay. So we got our somewhat mediocre-ish circle. So let's redraw again. I don't have my kneaded eraser right now, so I think I'm gonna try to not make a total mess out of this, but let's see how it's gonna turn out. This paper is very smooth, and this eraser really smooth and soft, so the dirt is, the graphite is just smearing everywhere. Meh. I hate lettering. The worst part for me. I hate these fancy looking fonts. Where is my Comic Sans? Wait, I've messed up badly. The T is just supposed to be like this. If it's gonna be like this, oh shoot. This is why I hate lettering. Wait. Don't tell me that I missed the letter O. I hate myself so badly. I can't even describe it in freaking human like words. It's not as bad as I think it is. It's not as bad as I think it is. It's not as bad as I think it is. Whew, okay, we got it. We got, well, pretty much completed sketch. So, now the only thing that is left to do is the whole purpose of Inktober. Lining. Yay. I hate myself right now. But, oh well, we don't have any other choice. I think she looks really cute. She kind of reminds me of this cat that I think her name is Pushin. She really does reminds me of this cat now. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking about this now. It is easier for me to draw naked feet than drawing shoes with the details. I'm always really bad at this. It's even tougher for me to draw them right now just because they're in perspective and no, I should take out the reference to understand how to draw this. Okay, it was stressing, to say the least. Because I don't have any white gel pen or anything like this, I would need at first to ink the letters of Inktober, so I'm not accidentally coloring them in. We basically are done, but I still think that I probably do want to introduce some colors here. Maybe I should add greenish accent here. Okay, so I grabbed some random green pencils that I found. So yeah, I don't know if you are interested in this brand or anything. It's just color pencil. You could use Crayola or anything like this for this. Okay, I am dumb ass. I didn't record the part where I'm coloring with a pencil, so yes, I'm dumb. So, okay, let's try to make some little subtle changes here and there, just for fun. I hate this part when I need to put my signature somewhere. Maybe in the middle, just because I feel like I left really lots of space here and it's kinda not occupied by anything, so... why not? Or maybe I should write something like... Wait, let me try to do it here. Something like... It's not that bad. Maybe I should do this really. So, after several hours of figuring out the composition, figure, body structure and stuff, we ended up with something like this. I'm myself pretty happy with this result. For the first day it's not that bad. I thought it could go much worse, but yay! And I only now realized that I haven't properly introduced myself at the beginning of this video, so let's do it right now. Hi, my name is Beryl, I'm an artist. I mostly do fan arts. If you like what I'm doing, you can go check out my Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr page. For Russian-speaking users, I have also a VK group, so you can go there, check out my stuff. And if you like this piece, you can leave a like on this video, give your comment, and you know, subscribe, hit the bell ring, all that jazz. I don't need to say this to you several times, so see you later.